Ten Toes family. It's your boy Tony, and you're watching TentoezTV. Yo, today we got some meltdowns, and we got some pretty interesting meltdowns too. And what's interesting about the meltdowns is it shows a deeper reality of, what everybody's living in. Even if it seems they have a really good life on camera, it's probably a lot harsher reality than you think. So let's get a deeper dive. Also, check out Talk Rant. I'm gonna be posting their little thing right here, and give them a like and a subscribe. They do these things on the daily, so if you're interested, you'll always be entertained. Also, you'll always be entertained with the Ten Toes family. We got a new subscriber, so thank you for joining the collective. Much appreciative. Much love and sending all positive vibes your way. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
So, this is me, day one after getting laid off.
A lot of you are overestimating how safe your job is.
Layoffs are not logical, they're chaotic. It doesn't matter if you're a high performer or you're doing everything right or you've been with the company for 10 years.
Yo, you know what? Let me pause it right there. So that's crazy. You could be with the company for 10 plus years and they're just going to give you a gift card and the pat on the ass and say good work. And that's it. So, it's crazy, right? My stepdad, or, he used to be my stepdad because, a lot of family problems. Anyways, so he was with the company for about like more than a decade, probably about 12 years, right? When they laid him off, they didn't even give him a severance. And he had to fight for his last paycheck. Now that's crazy work. And it was a good job too. He has a CDL and everything. So what does that say for us entry level workers? Our jobs could be on the line every single day and we don't even know. Yeah, we have the experience, but a lot of us don't even have a high school diploma. And even if we do have degrees in high school diplomas, they're not going to care whether or not you have some type of seniority. They're just going to give you some type of gift card. They're just going to say, "Oh, thank you for your hard work," and they're going to let you go. And if they don't let you go, that's all they're going to do for you is give you $15 gift card and say thank you for your hard work and continue to go to work. That's it. Let's get to it.
There is no such thing as a stable job.
This has been the most humbling, yet mind F I've ever in my life experienced.
They made sure to tell me that it was super close between me and one other person, and for no real reason, they went with the other person. And I was like, okay, I'm really bummed, but it's fine because I still have a job. And you know what? Only a few hours later, I no longer have that job.
Today, we're diving into the raw, unfiltered emotions of people who've been hit with the dreaded layoff notice. We're watching real stories, real rants, and real reactions from folks who just got the boot. And trust me, some of these are hilarious, some are heartbreaking, and some will make you want to flip a table. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's see how people are handling the roller coaster of getting laid off.
So I just got laid off on a random Wednesday from my job of over 2 years, and it's okay. I had honestly been looking for other roles. Funny enough, this morning actually, I had a Zoom with a company that I had 3 interviews with, and they wanted to Zoom me with an update. And I thought, oh, this could be an offer, right? Why would they reject me over a video call? So lo and behold, it was a rejection over video call, and they made sure to tell me that it was super close between me and one other person. And
Let me pause it right there. Yo, don't you hate that? When you do a lot of job applications, right? And not only because these job applications are getting annoying, these job finding websites, like the recruiting sites, Indeed, LinkedIn, what else they got? I don't know, but the job sites, they tell you to put in your application, right? You upload your resume, you do the quick questionnaire, you send that shit, right? And then it sends you it sends you an email about doing all that all over again, but in like depth. Like you gotta physically put all your work history and this and that. Like, it's already on your resume. Like they say, tag your resume there, but they also, it's like not even good. And then half the time, they're fake job listings. You put a job application in, right? You don't even get a call back. You can call them, and then either or they'll tell you, one, they'll say, oh yeah, we're not hiring right now, or they'll tell you, oh, we don't have a hiring manager. It's through an automated system, and your application will get pulled if you qualify. But even if you qualify, you get an email stating that, oh, we found and we went with other applicants that have more experience or this and that and the third dot dot dot. It's cooked out here. It's hard to find a job, yo. It's hard. Me, I am only getting paid minimum wage being a manager. That's not even, you know, and it's like hard to find a job anywhere else. And then driving for Uber could be a hit and a miss because some days I have good days and some days I just feel like I wasted my gas, my time, and my dignity. And it just makes you feel like you're at a really low point. Let's get to it.
The reason they went with the other person. And I was like, okay, I'm really bummed, but it's fine because I still have a job. And you know what? Only a few hours later, I no longer have that job. So with that being said, I am taking this opportunity to pitch myself. If you are hiring in influencer marketing, content strategy,
Let me pause it right
even
there, right? Social media influencing, social media strategy, like that. Okay, I understand that. AI is taking a lot of those jobs, so she's not really gonna find a job in that market. I'm sorry, but if you go down your local fries, you might. And that's sad to even say. Go to school, get your master's degree, and you end up working at a Night Stalker as a Walmart. That's real right now. That's really real. Let's get to it.
social media strategy. I have over 6 years of experience working in a 9 to 5 role in both the fashion industry as well as beauty and wellness. And then I've been creating content on social media for over 10 years now. But I know so many people are dealing with this right now. So just know you are not alone, and happy Wednesday.
A lot of you are overestimating how safe your job is. If the last few years should have taught us anything, it's this. There is no such thing as a stable job. Anytime I've done these videos in the past, people would jump in and say, that's not true. What about government jobs? Well, look where we are now. If we have learned anything over the past few years, it's this. I don't care if you've been in a company for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, even 30 years. You are still at risk of getting that email where they let you know that you are getting laid off. Companies have one goal right now, and it's simple. Get as much done as they can with the least amount of people. This means that if somebody goes to your CFO or one of the other executives and says, hey, I got a piece of technology that can literally replace people at your company for a fraction of the cost, the executive and the CFO is going to go, sign me up. That is the goal right now. Cut costs at all costs. And the biggest cost for most companies isn't technology, it's actually people. If you're watching this video right now and thinking, well, that's not me, I'm comfortable, don't get too comfortable because trust me, you never know when you're going to get laid off in 2025.
Checks out.
Yes! Yes! I survived! Yes! 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 Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! And round 2, we have survived. Whew. Man, it would be a dumb idea if they got rid of me. I'd generate revenue for the company. Oh, another round of layoffs. Let's see what kind of press we're getting in the news. Just adjusting the team structure. You God, it could not get laid off. Yeah, we did not need that team. Maybe I should just apply to some jobs though. Organizational changes. Haven't heard that one before. There might have been a mistake. Wait a second. My email stopped working. Can't access the drive. IT must be doing maintenance again. Who else got let go? I'm the only one left in this Slack channel? No way.
Do you want to know what the biggest layoff trend is? The biggest layoff trend is there is no trend.
That's crazy.
Layoffs are not logical, they're chaotic. It doesn't matter if you're a high performer or you're doing everything right, or you've been with a company for 10 years and you've been loyal. Oftentimes, high performers get let go because they're getting paid too much. Those that do everything right, their entire divisions get let go. And Sometimes you just get let go, even if you've been loyal to the company for years. Layoffs are not logical. They are not about performance. They are about cost-cutting optics and decisions from leadership that often don't make sense to you. There's no true way to layoff-proof your job. I've spoken with many individuals through my research, and one thing they always tell me is that they're always trying to do more, they're always trying to be better, and they're always worried that it's going to happen again. But rest assured, what you're doing has very little effect on if you're going to be laid off or not. Oftentimes, those decisions are out of your hands. Have you or someone you known been laid off recently? I would love to hear your story in the comments below.
Well, not how I wanted to start my 2025. I was just laid off. This is actually the first time I've ever been laid off, so I don't really know what to even do or how to process anything. I just dropped off my laptop. It sucks the most because I seriously was only at this company for 2 months. I literally got this job in October and loved every single second of it. Unfortunately, the company was acquired and a lot of us were let go. Nothing you can do about it, but it definitely sucks. I have no idea what I want to do.
Let me
I don't know
pause it
if I
right
want
there.
to.
And what's crazy about that is, depending on what company she works at, right? She only been there for 2 months and got let go. 2 months. Now, I mean, that's crazy because they're obviously going to keep the ones with the more experience and they're going to let go of the ones that just came in. But what sucks is, depending on what qualifications she needed or what certificate she needed, she probably put money into that just for it to be for no reason. Now, when you're losing a job or getting laid off for the very first time, it might seem very intimidating because that's all you know at the moment. You feel like, or, what if it took her a long time just to land that job, just to be there for 2 months? You get me? So, depending on all that, you're just wasting on your time, and it might seem intimidating and you don't know what to do. You get discouraged from even finding another job. Someone that's experienced as myself, or maybe someone like you might be like, okay, I lost my job. All right, I gotta put applications in. I gotta, this, that, and the third, dot, dot, dot. But someone that, is just new to the game, they're gonna be like, oh my God, the world's like crashing in around me. I don't know what to do. And like that, she's sitting there crying in her car. It's just the reality of what's going on in this world. 2025 is no joke. People are getting laid off of their jobs every single day. And if they're not getting laid off of their jobs, bet you they only got 4 hours a week on their paycheck. That's the harsh reality of it. Let's get to it.
Even keep working for a company or what. I got my real estate license back in early October. I'm like, maybe I should just pursue that. But I also really liked the idea of having like a stable income with a job. I'm also getting married this year and have lots of expenses. So yeah, I still know it's going to be a great year. Like, I'm truly trying to be positive. I know everything.
Okay, let me pause it right there. Yo, if you got let go, and I know you're getting married this year and this and that. If you haven't set the place of like where you're getting married at and haven't made, a lot of those arrangements yet, yo, you can wait. Y'all can schedule that for next year or the other year. Get your guys' financial situation better, because that's where a lot of people go wrong. They're in a financial, they're in a debt crisis, and then they have these things that they can hold off on, but it's important to them. So they don't, and then they put themselves in a crazy situation because they couldn't just wait the next year to get married. They got to do it right now. Then they're $20,000 in debt, and then the bills keep piling up. And then what if she can't find another job? Like that stuff gets very real, and that's something to think about. If you're in a financial crisis right now, it's not so much of being frugal, but it's about making every decision count. Because once you make that decision that doesn't count, it it all won't count, and it all won't make sense, and you wasted your time for nothing. Let's get to it.
Happens for a reason, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
So, this is me, day one after getting laid off, and on to the newest, biggest things that are coming up. Huge moves are coming
Positive.
up. And I'm going to discover that. And I'm committed to creating a new path for my career, for my family, for my relationship, for whatever is next. I'm committed to creating a world where I get to be in total control and in
And yo,
total
let me pause
power.
it right there. Yo, my bad. I have a lot to talk about on this, discussion central. No, but I like that, got laid off, there's a lot of things that could be in her way, obstacles, and that's very optimistic right there. To be like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna make the most out of this. I'm gonna put my all into something else. She's driven, that's good. That's a good thing right there. A lot of people would be broken, like, the other video. What if that's her first time getting laid off? And you know what I mean? That's a good way to look at it right there. Something's gonna come up. I feel like something big's happening. Yeah, that mindset right there is what gets people very far places. That's the mindset that I have. And that's the mindset that you should have, or if you do have it, yo, 10 toes family. And we're staying 10 toes on the ground. That's what's up. Let's get to it.
For where I want to be in life. And nobody has to tell me what to do. And I'm able to help and empower others to also use their voice, use their bodies,
Yup, checks
and
out.
be healthy and confident and joyful to empower more people themselves. And so here we are, on our way to the next thing.
Yes.
I worked for the
That
US
chicken and
government
rice looks
for
bomb
a
too.
single day. As a bit of a backstory, I had my initial interview in November. I got the initial job offer in December, and it took 2 months to get all of my background checks, my security clearance, all of my paperwork submitted. So my first day was not until the end of January. Coincidentally, my first day was also exactly a week following the inauguration of our lovely president. When I first accepted the job offer, I accepted it under the guise that working for the federal government was going to be a good thing in the long run. I was under the assumption that working for the federal government, you would get a good retirement package, you would be able to get good health insurance, you would have fairly regular job stability. And that entire illusion for me
Yo, let me
was
pause it right
destroyed.
there. Yo, government jobs are ass. And right there, she's like, I thought I was going to get a good retirement package. I thought I wasn't going to get this and that. No, government jobs aren't there for you. They're there for their investors and they're there for themselves up in the upper echelon. For the lower government level employees, they're shitting on all y'all too. They're scamming y'all too. Your own government scamming your own entry level government employees. Your low level, sorry, not entry level, low level government employees. Only the high government employees are the ones benefiting from the scamming. For her to say, yeah, I was going to get a government jobs aren't really stable, to be honest with you, because think about it. A government shutdown happens, what happens to your job? You got to be a week out without pay. Yeah, government jobs aren't where it's at, not where it's at all. Let's get to it.
Within the first week of the Trump administration. My position was technically covered by a union, but because you are in a probationary period for the first year of employment, they wouldn't be able to cover me if I got fired for any reason. And I was already starting to watch people that had worked for the federal government for 20, 30, 40, 50 years getting fired. My final straw really was when I saw that the Trump administration had requested a list of every single federal employee that was currently in the probationary period. And at that point, I told myself, I'm not going to commit to a job where I am afraid of being laid off or fired on day one. On another note, my school life, my personal life.
Okay, this is definitely not the typical stuff I post on this account because TikTok's just fun for me. I don't really discuss my job on here, but I do mortgages for a living, and I watch the market like a hawk. I have a background in economics, so getting to read this stuff and apply it to my job now is kind of fun that I actually get to use my degree. But anyway, so there was some new data that came out today, and I want to get TikTok's opinion on it. So 2 reports came out today, initial jobless claims and the Challenger job cut report. So the Challenger job cut report goes over corporate layoffs. Within February alone, over 170,000 corporate layoffs occurred. That is the largest number since July of 2020 and the largest February since 2009. Here's where it gets interesting. So, largest in over almost 5 years, July 2020. But initial jobless claims decreased meaning less people filed for unemployment. Now, people who aren't in this industry wouldn't know, but this hurts the interest rate market. When they are saying that, the economy's great, everybody, apparently
Let me
nobody
pause it right
needs
there. You know what's crazy too? For the people that do file for unemployment, say you got laid off from your job, right? It's crazy, but it's depending on the higher people on the job whether you get that unemployment or not. I mean, you can fight it and you might still be able to get it, but the manager still has a say in whether or not your process will be easier or more difficult. And that's crazy work because some people really do need that unemployment. Let's get it.
employment, even though they've just lost their job, all this stuff, it makes interest rates higher. The math's not mathing. You're telling me almost 200,000 people lost their job last month and less people than the month before filed claims? What do you think?
Sad to say, your role's been eliminated, and your last day will be April 11th.
Okay. Well, I am sad to hear that. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. I definitely learned a lot. I'm sad to hear that, though.
I know. This is something I've been hoping that our team, since we're so small, that we could avoid. But leadership has just been pushing on this and kind of forced us into this action here.
Okay.
It's nothing personal. Everyone likes you. You're always friendly. You've got a good attitude. But at the end of the day, it's tough. I didn't expect this. When we offered you the role, had no idea how things would kind of turn with the new CEO, new CIO, and of course the new administration making changes. I imagine this is pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Take some time. Hope that you just continue to do what you're doing and keep working for the next couple of weeks and end on a good note, and we can be references for you. Wish you the best, and if there's anything either of us can do, let us know.
Okay, I will for sure. Like I said, it's been a pleasure working with you guys, and thanks for the feedback and things like that. If I have any questions, I'll definitely reach out to you guys.
Okay. Thanks, Sierra. Feel free to take a little time or long lunch, whatever. Just think things over.
Okay.
It's sad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Bye.
So here we are, day 9 into 2025, and I got laid off today. So getting laid off was obviously not in my cards for 2025 or any time in the near future. I've been with my company for almost 6 years. It would have been 6 years in March. So to say that I'm heartbroken is such an understatement. I have 3 kids. I don't know what the future looks like for us. I've never been laid off before, so this is really, really hard for me. I'm not a crier. But I've always left a job on my own terms, and I actually left my last job to start up, get the company that I worked with recently, off the ground and running. They were already, pretty established, but we were really, really, really small when we started. And, just over the years we grew, and, they became really successful. So I'm happy for their success, but I'm just at a loss for words. I just don't know where to go from here. I don't know how to, cope with, the grief. I have to drop my laptop off by Monday. And I'm just trusting God that, He's going to see my husband and I through this. And I know He's faithful to provide. And I know another opportunity is going to come it's just really hard for me. And yeah, I don't know. Just pray for us, pray for my family, pray for my kids, and also pray for all the other employees that are going to be affected by this.
Yo, let me pause it right there. Yo, that's sad. And talk, Ryan, yo, make sure you're putting the people's videos tags, leave them in the bottom right corner, you know. How are people going to be able to find them and help them out if they do want to help them out? Or show them some love or, keep their head right. You know what I mean? So, yo, keep that in mind. But that is sad. So, yo, pray for that woman right there and hopefully her and her husband make it out that situation. Let's get to it.
Y'all, I just left another job interview. Oh my gosh. I've been unemployed since January 22nd. And I tell you, this has been the most humbling, yet mind F I've ever in my life experienced. I have so much to say, so many thoughts, so many feelings about everything. Like, my brain literally, like, it just is so scattered right now. Thank God I do have an opportunity on the table. But when I tell you I've never worked for healthcare before, if any of y'all have ever worked in healthcare, I don't know how y'all been out here living it. Literally, I've given up everything except for my DNA for this job. Everything but my DNA. I'm giving blood. I did an
Let
eye
me pause it
test.
right there. You gave your DNA when you gave blood. Gave everything but my DNA. You gave that too. Let's get to it.
I done did identity test. I feel like I done did everything for this job. But start. I got offered a job mid-February. I don't even start till possibly Monday. Like, it's crazy. Dealing with unemployment has been ridiculously confusing, frustrating. They don't care. They don't have any compassion. There's no rush. There's no speed. I've only received one payment. So by the grace of God and my family, have I been able to make it this far. But when I tell you, I can't wait to get my mind, like, y'all don't have a clue. Like, I've been seeing people on social media telling me, I'll quit my job today and go find another one. You must work in something that's in a high demand. You must be a nurse or something. You must be something that is in a high demand. Because when I tell you this job market is not what y'all think it is, from my personal experience, has been a better experience than most people, but still frustrating at the same time. I've heard crazy stories about people's being laid off, or what happens after they were laid off, trying to get back in the workforce, looking for a job that's pay comparison to where they were, not finding it, having to work 2 and 3 jobs. Like, I've told y'all in a few different videos that I've had a DoorDash, to hustle, like, to try to make money until I can figure it out. But when I tell you, it has been tough. I can't wait to be able to break it down into something more specific so I can get my thoughts together. Right now I can't even talk. I'm all over the place because my brain right now just feels so scattered with everything. The bills are due, the interviews, the unemployment that coming through, the just trying to maintain your mental stability, being a mother. Let's not forget that. That doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, you look so great. I'm trying my hardest not to look like what I've been going through. Because when I tell you I
And yo,
have
let me pause
videos
it
in
right
my
there.
phone.
That is very, very true. When you take some time and actually take some time to do your self-care and do a couple of things, that'll keep your mental sanity when you're going through really, really hard things. If you let everything go to go to waste, you let everything just hit the floor, you stop getting ready, you stop caring about how you look, you're not really gonna get any further than that. But her going through all that and still keeping, getting ready and not looking like what she's going through, that's gonna open up more doors because people are gonna see she's still trying. Once you completely let go, that's when things get worse. Don't completely let go. Shave your face, make your bed, wash your face, do what makes you feel good to get you to the next, mental step. Because once you let go, it's hard to get out. Let's get to it.
of me crying. I have memories and thoughts of me just feeling defeated. Like, there's so many things and feelings that I felt in this month that I'm going to have to just break down my thoughts and really get it clear and simplify it, so I can make a series of videos to talk about this, because like I've never been laid off before. I've been fired from a job, but I've never been laid off. So the position that it puts you in is really weird, and it really, really messes with your mind. And you have to be a very, very, very strong individual to bounce back. And I will bounce back. Trust and believe you, I will bounce back, because God don't play about me. Okay, he just don't play about me. That's what I know for sure. But that doesn't take away from everything that I've felt and everything that I've had to fight through, mentally, physically, emotionally. I've lost 10 pounds by doing nothing since I lost my job. And every day is a constant grind, a constant prayer, a constant just feeling your energy and just getting on track to get you to where you need to be. Like, one day I'm gonna get it together. Let me get my job and get my place, get my job, my position in order, because I need to do that first. But I had to come and say this video today, because when I tell y'all, it's been the struggle of my life that I never asked for. And I know there's so many people that can relate in the past and in the present. And hopefully you won't never have to experience it.
And that's a wrap, folks.
Yo, that's the end of the video, Tento's family. What do you guys think about this? Have y'all ever had to deal with the layoff, and what did you do to get through it? Did you guys have family that had to deal with the layoff, and what did you help them do to get through it? Yo, leave a comment for anybody who might be going through this, get them through the next step. Or, if you do have your job and you're getting a little tired, stay at that job, because, yo, life is only getting harder. And to be completely honest with you, it's hard to find a job. Now, much appreciative for the new subscribers, 10 Toes family. Thank you very much. This was a good meltdown video right here. Yo, like I said, like and subscribe. It helps me get to the algorithm. And if y'all been watching, the video views been going up. And it's all because of y'all. So, yo, like Talk Rant, like and subscribe this channel. And for Talk Rant, put the little people's names on the bottom right. Very important. Let's build a collective, and yo, everybody could be winning. But on to the next one, Tento's family, and hope you have a good morning. I'm about to make some steak and eggs. Drink your water, eat your breakfast. Later.